Hey guys, well welcome to Module 8. This is the last module of this Financially Fit Teen course, and I've saved maybe not the best, maybe not the most interesting, but I've saved a very important topic for you for last, and that is protecting yourself against financial loss. And a key way to do that is with insurance. So I'm going to try and make this as interesting as possible, but insurance is possibly the most boring subject on earth. But let's have a look at it anyway. What is insurance? Well, it's protection against financial loss. There are basically 5 types of insurances that you will come across. I'm not going to cover them all in this module because the reality is some of them you may never come across and some of them just aren't relevant to you right now. But let's have a quick look at what the 5 are. Travel insurance. Hopefully you're going to need lots of that because travel's fun. Then we've got health insurance, which you've probably heard about health insurance. We've got property insurance, so this is things like car, boat, house, etc. We've got personal insurance, which is covering you personally, so that's things like life insurance, total permanent disability, income protection insurance. And then the last one is business insurance. So if you take on a business, you need to insure yourself against being sued for something and those sorts of things. So they're the 5 major types of insurances. And on the left-hand side, it's this left, but it's that right. On the other side of the board there, we have what a typical policy would include. So an insurance policy, actually, I'll go down the bottom here first because this will help explain what insurance is all about. There's always a risk that we're going to have an accident in a car or that we might get sick. As I've said before, bad things unfortunately happen to good people, and we can never predict when those things may or may not happen. So what we can do is we can go to an insurance company and we can pay them premiums. So we pay premiums to the insurance company. So this is like monthly ongoing payments, like a subscription to something if you like. You're making payments to that insurance company. That company takes all your money and pools it with tens or hundreds of thousands of other people, maybe even millions of other people. It takes all of those premiums, has a big pool of funds in there that it invests to make money on. And then when something comes up, when we crash the car or when we get sick perhaps, what happens is they will then cover the cost of getting the car fixed or paying some money for us to get well again and so on. And so what that's called is a transference of risk. By paying little premiums to the insurance company, the company then takes on the risk that something might happen to you later in life that needs a payout. And they have very smart people at these insurance companies that work out the probabilities of people getting sick, of people having car accidents and those sorts of things. And so they know how much to charge in premiums so that they always have enough money there to pay out to get things fixed or to get you healthy again. So that's basically what insurance is. Now, with a typical policy, when you go to an insurance company and you're asking for insurance for travel, health, property, whatever it might be, there's a few things that you need to know about. The first one is what is actually being insured? And in a minute, or in the next tutorial, we're going to talk about car insurance, but it might be that, look, we're insuring our car, and you have to, there's a certain level of insurance you have to have when you own a car. What's being insured? Well, my car is being insured. What's the risk is that it's being insured against? Well, this can be, of course, things like, having an accident, of course, but what also happens if we have a really massive hailstorm and it just completely smashes my car and I've got dents all over it. Or it might be that you're covered for a flood, so you've got to park in the garage and the garage gets flooded. So what are the things being insured against? So it will spell out, what are we actually covering you for? And this is a really important one because in some of the cheaper policies you often see advertised on TV, they go, we're cheaper than everyone else. Yes, you might be cheaper, but do you cover me for all the things that I want to be covered for? And it's important that you understand that. And so what are we insured against? And then how much is the agreed level of cover? So for instance, and again, I talk about this in the tutorial on car insurance, if you've got a little car that's worth $2,000, then the insurance company isn't going to cover you for more than $2,000 to get that car fixed or replaced. So you need to know up front, what are they actually covering you for? And if it's a house, so for instance, you can have house insurance. If you've got a house, then they'll actually take you through this question and figure out, how much would it cost to have your house replaced? And so they would go through that with you and figure out what is the maximum amount they would pay out to cover you. And then, once they know all of that, they're going to work out, well, how much do you need to pay us so that we're happy covering you for that. And so obviously the more cover that you need, the fancier your car, the newer your car, or the bigger your house, then the more that you're actually going to have to pay into the insurance company so that should something happen, they can pay you out at the other end. So that's basically what insurance is all about. It's that transference of risk. You pay little premiums to an insurance company for things like travel and for your health and for your properties and so on. And you pay those premiums to the insurance company, and then they promise at the other end to pay out should some nasty event occur where you need to replace that property. So there we go. Hope that makes sense. That's insurance in a nutshell. Important that you have it with most types of insurance. So not personal insurance, but with most types of insurance, I strongly recommend that you go to what's called an insurance broker, a real life person, not a compare the market type thing online, but a real life insurance broker that can sit down, understand what your needs are, and find the best policy for you at the best price. And because often insurance brokers are working with companies that literally have hundreds of thousands of clients, they can actually get insurance policies a whole lot cheaper than you could if you went to an insurance company individually. So that's insurance. Good luck with it. I hope you enjoy, well, enjoy is probably not the right word. I hope you get an awful lot out of this module. There's a lot in it, but it is a super important topic to be protecting yourself against financial loss.